Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend time with us here on Money Monday. We hope that your day was filled with love, warmth, and laughter. Right here on KUTV, it has been business as usual. A team of reporters have been up and about to bring you up to speed with everything that has been taking center stage in the country, even as you celebrate Christmas. So stay with us for the next 30 minutes or so. And for the most interesting part of our bulletin tonight is a special feature that takes you and I back to the impeachment waves that struck Meru County and Siaya County in 2023. That and much more after our headlines. Religious leaders' wishes for Christmas is a call for a ceasefire of the ongoing Israel-Palestine war as Kenyan bishops continue to slam Pope's directive of blessing same-sex marriage. First term to begin on January 8. Ministry of Education urges parents, guardians, and students to prepare for schools reopening. Barren North Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku hits back at Jeremiah Kioni on impeachment motion threats against President William Ruto. And in our special feature tonight, we take a look at the impeachment threats against Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza and Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol in just a year of being in office.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Odida.
That's right, Mutava Mwongeli is our sign language interpreter tonight, and we're live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Remember to interact with us on X at KUTV_Kenya at Odida. We begin. Now, Christian faithfuls flocked today churches to mark what is one of the most celebrated events in the Christian calendar, Christmas. Religious leaders at home and across the globe used their Christmas sermons to address emerging issues within the church, as well as the current geopolitical issues, including the ongoing Israel-Palestine war. Israel Omwai reports.
Religious leaders today shared sermons full of wishes of goodwill to Christians. Pope Francis, who sits at the apex of the Roman Catholic Church, hosted believers at the St. Peter's Square for a special Christmas Mass. The Pope used his sermon to wish for peace in the war zones of Ukraine and Gaza. He wrote on X, and I quote, "We are close to our brothers and sisters who suffer due to war. Let us think of Palestine, Israel, and Ukraine. Let us also recall those suffering from poverty, hunger, and slavery. May God, who took on a human heart, make our hearts more human." End of quote. Back at home, Mombasa Catholic Archbishop Martin Kivuva echoed the sentiments of his senior Pope Francis when he called for a ceasefire on the ongoing war between Israel and Palestine. He, however, departed from the Pope's decision, allowing Catholic priests to bless gay couples, insisting that the church has no room for LGBTQ, adding that the church advocates only for man-woman union. In Nandi County, Christians marked the celebration at Sitam Church in Kapsabet, where political and religious leaders called on a joint effort between the government and the church to stamp out illicit brew in the country.
I want the church to partner in fighting the illicit brew and drug abuse. It is killing our young people, and this is the conversation we must have. We must have. I know the church, you can go beyond preaching and praying. Let us work together. Let us build facilitation, seminars, capacity for our young people. Let us tell young people you don't need to abuse drugs to be relevant.
We tend to work with the stakeholders to help our young people, especially this season and even the season ahead of us. And also, as the school opens, our prayer is that we'll get our inroads to schools.
At the All Saints Cathedral Anglican Church, the Anglican Church Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit called on Christians to adhere to traffic rules to ensure the festive seasons is safe for everyone, devoid of preventable road accidents. Celebration has been observed for over 2,000 years. This Christmas, the leaders want Kenyans to reflect more on creating a united people and a united country. Israel Omwai, KUTV.
Parents and guardians are being advised to start preparing for the reopening of schools. A Christmas message from the Ministry of Education indicates that pre-primary, primary, junior and secondary schools will resume learning on January 8th. Form 1 admissions will, however, begin on January 15. Education officials are also expected to report to their workstations to help streamline this process. Listen in.
The Ministry of Education has urged parents and guardians to begin preparing to send students back to school come January next year. This will allow for smooth start of the first term, which will commence on the 8th of January for pre-primary, primary and junior secondary schools. Form 1 students will open for admissions a week later on the 15th of January. This is according to Christmas communication from the Ministry of Education released today and signed off by CS Ezekiel Machogu. The CS has also advised parents to ensure their children are safe from drugs and substance abuse. According to the 2024 school calendar, students will be in school for 13 weeks for the first term. The term will include a mid-term break that will begin on the 29th of February up to the 3rd of March, with students expected to break for the long term on April the 8th. The second term is expected to begin on the 29th of April and run for 14 weeks. The third term, usually the shortest, will run for 9 weeks from the 26th of August, paving way for the national examinations. Last week on Monday, the Ministry of Education announced results for the Form 1 placements for the year's KCPE candidates. Several students expressed dissatisfaction, claiming that they were not placed in their preferred schools. This comes as the Ministry of Education prepares to oversee a 100% transition to secondary schools. The previous KCPE candidates represented the last cohort to study under the 844 model. Students who were unable to take this year's KCPE exams will take the exams early next year. Yvonne Kimuma, KUTV.
Mbeere North Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku has dismissed plans by the Jubilee Party to institute a motion of impeachment against President Ruto, terming it as an effort in futility. The Jeremiah Kioni-led faction want President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua relieved of power on the account of overburdening Kenyans with taxes in the face of rising cost of living. Christina Adhiambo reports.
Mbeere North legislator Geoffrey Ruku has dismissed Azimio-leaning Jubilee Party's plan to impeach President Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. Ruku cast doubts on such a proposal, terming the plans as futile, arguing that the process of impeaching a president is a rigorous one as spelled out in the constitution.
A motion of impeachment pale mbunge wakati mbunge itafungua mwezi wa pili. Tunawaambia kwamba wako karibu, kuna ile utaratibu ya sheria, na hiyo ni demokrasia. Mwananchi yoyote wa Kenya ambaye anataka kumtoa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya William Ruto kupitia impeachment apeleke hiyo mswada pale bungeni, aangalie katiba inasema nini.
Speaking at Siakago DCC grounds during the presentation of bursaries to university and college students, he took a jab at former President Uhuru Kenyatta, faulting him for not supporting his successor and instead undermining his government through the Jubilee Party.
Rais Kenyatta juzi amekusanya viongozi wa Jubilee ambao walianguka, wakaanza mikutano ya Mount Kenya, na tumeona hao viongozi wamepatia rais wetu William Ruto mkano ati ya kwamba wako tayari kutoa yeye katika serikali.
Ruku further noted that the National Assembly will be debating the issue of state capture to develop a law that will protect Kenyans from unprincipled wealthy individuals who he said have undermined governments for long.
Mission ianze mara moja, wale ambao wameteka nchi yetu nyara kifedha, kibiashara kwa miaka mingi, tujue ni akina nani ili Wakenya wajitegue kwa hiyo kunaswa ambao wamenaswa kwa miaka mingi. Hiyo lazima tutafanya ili ambao walikuwa katika uongozi waache kusumbua serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto.
Similar sentiments were shared by Kiaru MP Ndindi Nyoro while attending a church service in Runyenje's constituency. He said tabling the impeachment motion is baseless as the Jubilee Party has fewer members in the National Assembly. He further urged Kenyans to be patient with President Ruto to enable him deliver his promises.
Hata yule alikuwa kinara wao amehama. Sasa wanaleta impeachment, watailetea wapi? Kwa sababu lazima ipitie bunge. Na wauliza, hii sarakasi yote sio mzuri. Wote tuombee nchi yetu, tuombee rais wetu, because I know for sure and I can promise Kenyans, kwa ile mikakati yote tumeweka, Kenya is going to be an economic giant.
The Jubilee Party faction that recognizes Jeremiah Kioni as Secretary General and Uhuru Kenyatta as party leader had threatened to impeach the president and his deputy for allegedly overtaxing Kenyans despite the rising costs of living. Christine Adhiambo for KUTV.
Now, Mount Kenya Jurist Association, alongside 7 other petitioners, have filed yet another case in court seeking to block any new push by the Kenya Kwanza government to collect more taxes. The jurists, including lawyer Kutv Mwongeli, argues that although the government is entitled to collect taxes, the law bars it from impoverishing its citizens by imposing harsh levies and taxes.
The Kenya Kwanza's bid to raise more revenue through taxes might not be a walk in the park after a new case seeking to block any new push to collect more taxes landed in court today. The case, filed by Mount Kenya Jurist Association alongside 7 other petitioners who include Fanyamambo Kinuthia, Kenneth Njagi, Peter Koria, Charles Mabiro, Ishmael Moreithi, Jacqueline Wanjiru, and Lempasu Yanka, accuses President William Ruto's government of being inconsiderate to the suffering and pain currently being felt in the country. The jurist lawyers Kutv Mwongeli accuses the government of employing predatory tactics instead of finding wealth for redistribution and sharing among all for equality. The petitioner's case argues that while citizens have a constitutional obligation to pay taxes from their income, the same constitution prohibits the government from depriving the citizens of their entire income in the name of taxes, levies, charges, and other contributions that a government with an imperial Robin Hood mindset is inclined to invent and apply. Lawyer Kutv Mwongeli continues to argue that already the government is on its way to come up with new laws to ensure it is collecting housing levy, despite the same being declared unconstitutional by the High Court. Further, the Jurist Association wants the court to bar the implementation of recommendations of the Joint National Dialogue Committee until the government addresses the runaway cost of living and reviews punitive tax measures. This comes even as Attorney General Justin Muturi wrote to the Court of Appeal President Justice Daniel Musinga seeking an early hearing date for the applications touching in the Finance Act 2023. In his letter, the Attorney General says that the 45-day window given by the justices David Majanja, Christine Meoli, and Lawrence Mugambi for the state to appeal their judgment on housing levy contribution will lapse on January 10, 2024, warning that if the date lapses, the country will be drawn into confusion. This comes at a time when President William Ruto is seeking to widen the Kenyan tax base to 4 trillion shillings, which he says will be the solution to the country's debt crisis. President Ruto has said that countries in the same income category as Kenya raise between 20 to 25% of their GDP from taxes. Theo Masharia for KUTV.
All right, it's 15 minutes past the top of the hour. We are taking a very fast short break. Of course, more on the other side. Stay with us. Greetings to you, our cherished viewer. As we celebrate the joy of Christmas, I am taking this moment to thank you from the deepest point of my heart. Thank you for keeping it KUTV, and thank you for being a constant presence in our news community throughout the year. Your trust and support has meant the world for us. So as we celebrate this Christmas season, I am wishing you a Merry Christmas and a joyous New Year filled with warmth, prosperity, and a continued connection with us. Happy holidays and keep it KUTV.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Odida.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Let's continue. The year 2023 was loaded with political waves. The governor of Meru, Kawira Mwangaza, facing impeachment for the second time, while Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol was also faced by strong waves of the county's politics, with all 42 ward representatives of the county's assembly demanding that he be removed. However, the two narrowly escaped the impeachments after the senators opposed the motion to remove them from power. Vivian Opio takes us back to the events that preceded these impeachment waves.
Zakayo asuke chini. Hii maandamano hatutaki mambo ya break. Na nimeambia mambo ni mangapi? Matatu.
We are talking about the unity of the people of Mount Kenya.
Political supremacy wrangles was witnessed in the country in 2023, Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza and Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol being the first leaders to be impeached by their members of county assemblies just a year in office. Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza and Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol received political missiles from their counties that wanted them out of power when the motion to impeach them was presented in Parliament, Mwangaza defending her seat for the second time. In the year 2022, the motion to remove Governor Mwangaza from her position did not see light after 11-member Senate Special Committee appointed to probe the grounds for her impeachment submitted a report dismissing the charges. However, this year, Mwangaza lost sleep after ward representatives with unmatched ambition initiated a new process to eject her from office.
To withdraw the support within and outside the assembly that we had given our governor. Number 3, we have resolved to start a fresh impeachment motion to the governor of Meru, one Honorable Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, and we have already signed, appended our signatures, the 27 of us.
The charges leveled against Governor Mwangaza in 2023 included misappropriation and misuse of county resources, nepotism and related unethical practices, leaders, illegal appointments and usurpation of statutory powers, contempt of court, illegally naming a public road after her husband, and contempt of the assembly. On 25th October, Meru MCAs unanimously impeached Governor Kawira Mwangaza. All 59 MCAs present in the Meru County Assembly voted in support of the motion to remove Mwangaza from office. In what seemed like political supremacy battle in Meru County, Kawira cited that former Meru Governor Kiraitu Murongi and Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi were behind her ouster motion and that they wanted the seat for themselves. This was evident from CS Linturi's remarks on the move.
But the bold move, ile MCAs mmechukua I think it's the right direction because nyinyi ndio mnajua na nyinyi ndio mlipewa nguvu na watu wa Meru. Kwa hivyo mimi as I sit in the national government, mimi kukiharibika huku, hata mimi unajua nakuja nakosa kutafanya nini.
President William Ruto waded into the supremacy battle between the leaders, urging them to work together for the betterment of the county. However, Meru MCAs didn't relent in their pursuit for Kawira's ouster.
Hatuna nafasi ya kupoteza na ugomvi. Hatuna nafasi ya kupoteza na kupigana. Tunataka tuungane, tushirikiane. Yule mkubwa ni yule atafanyia kazi wananchi kuliko mwenzake. Tafadhali, mimi nawaomba ndugu yangu viongozi, please, nawaomba kwa heshima tushirikiane hivyo.
Kawira then appeared in the Senate on 7th November to give a submission in the impeachment trial. Kawira's defense team played videos to senators highlighting how the governor had been subjected to vile threats of molestation by some politicians in Meru County. Kawira denied all the charges and put up a spirited defense, saying she was being victimized as a woman leader by the male-dominated county assembly.
They have started warming him up to be the governor and take charge because I'm just a woman before them.
The Honorable Kawira Mwongeli, how do you plead to the 7 charges? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
The senators came to Governor Kawira's defense in what alleged to be support because she is a woman and voted against the 7 charges leveled against her.
I speak here today as a father of 2 lovely daughters whom I'd like to see grow, become leaders like the way God has blessed me. When I watched those videos, something came to my mind. And I said, you know what? That conference of 1885 in Berlin conference was ill-advised. The British should have just left us with our uncouth and civilized behaviors.
The abusive words that those men used on the governor. I cried. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to walk and go because I could not bear watching the abusive words that were being used to the governor. We are women, yes. We are educated, just like the men.
It is the image I saw of some acts against the governor of Meru. Mr. Speaker, I can be rough in politics. Mr. Speaker, I can make mistakes in politics, but I will never, and I've never descended to the level I saw in the videos that were displayed before this House, Mr. Speaker.
The Senate having found no proof for the allegations leveled against Governor Kawira Mwongeli, Speaker Amason Kingi then said that Mwongeli will continue as the governor.
Order 87 of the Senate standing orders, the Senate has failed to remove from office by impeachment Honorable Kawira Mwongeli, the governor of Meru County. And the governor accordingly continues to hold office.
On the other hand, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County, William Oduol's woes began just a few months after getting into the office, as hostility appeared to have come in and destroyed his campaign marriage with the governor. On 29th May, ODM party leadership in Siaya County reached a decision to expel Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol over disloyalty, alleging him of association with UDA party. The motion for his removal was filed by Asembo East MCA Gordon Onguru, who accused Oduol of abuse of office, gross violation of the Constitution, gross misconduct and interference in the procurement process. Oduol was found culpable for gross violation of the Constitution, abuse of office and gross misconduct. The chairperson of the special committee formed to investigate Oduol, MCA for Imbo West Francis Otiato, handed over the report to the Speaker of Siaya Assembly, George Okode, saying that all the proposed grounds for removal were approved and therefore substantiated. During the consultation regarding the report, the representatives of Siaya Ward supported the removal of Oduol, accusing him of being a disloyal leader, saying that the differences between Oduol and his boss, Governor James Orengo, has highly affected their work. Speaker Okode took into consideration the motion, and the members unanimously passed the report to remove Oduol. While defending himself before the Senate committee regarding his removal, Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol denied playing a role in the procurement of 1.12 million Kenyan shillings chair for his use, a seat that left many mesmerized, blaming the county head of procurement and accounting officer. Oduol emphasized that he did not force county offices to buy him a seat. The deputy governor denied all the charges leveled against him by the county assembly.
Mr. William Oduol, being not a procurement professional with qualifications recognized in Kenya, acted ultra-vires to the provisions of procurement laws. How do you plead? Not guilty, Your Honor.
In the voting exercise on June 26 this year, held during special session to consider the report of the special committee in Senate, 27 senators voted to dismiss the first charge of gross violation of the Constitution and the charge of abuse of office. Kenya Kwanza troops in Senate saved Deputy Governor William Oduol from impeachment in a dramatic vote that turned political. The vote implying that Oduol will continue with his duties as the Deputy Governor of Siaya County.
The Senate has failed to remove from office by impeachment Honorable William Oduol, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County, and that the Deputy Governor accordingly continues to hold office.
Deputy Governor William Oduol narrowly escaped impeachment, which could have made him the first deputy governor ever to be ousted since the establishment of devolution. Even though Kawira Mwangaza survived impeachment for the second time, political waves continue to strike Meru County. Vivian Opio, KUTV.
Zakayo asuke chini. Hii maandamano hatutaki mambo ya break. Na nimeambia mambo ni mangapi? Matatu.
We are talking about the unity of the people of Mount Kenya.
Now, in the world of sports, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has reaffirmed the government's commitment to support talent and skills development in sports and creative arts across the country. Mudavadi, who presided over the second edition of Elijah Lidonde's Super Cup at Buhungu Stadium in Kakamega, reiterated the immense benefits of monetizing talents and creative works as a means of empowering the youth, job creation, and exploiting key avenues and hidden talents, especially at the grassroots level across the country.
Tuweke jek kwa hizo juhudi zetu zote za kusaidia timu za eneo hii. So we wish you well, we wish you success, and let me not say anything else, but just to say, let us be united as a country and build our young people so that their talent can take them to greater heights. The growth of sports in Kenya is becoming better and better by the day. Na ni juhudi ya serikali kuhakikisha kwamba haya yote yatakuwa sawa.
That brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks indeed for choosing Money Monday once again. We hope that today brings you joy and peace as you celebrate Christmas. My name is Odida. I'm in the company of Mutava Mwongeli as our sign language interpreter tonight. Have a good night and see you tomorrow, inshallah.